You know that morning cup of coffee you've been drinking for decades? I have a patient, Bill, a 68-year-old retired teacher, who walked into my office last year complaining that his energy had flatlined. He said, "Doctor, my coffee used to be the highlight of my morning, but now I drink it and feel nothing. No spark, no get up and go, just a warm liquid that might as well be water." He was frustrated, and I could see it in his eyes. That feeling of losing something you've counted on your whole life. I asked him one simple question: "What are you putting in your coffee?" He looked at me like I was crazy. "Cream and sugar," he said. That's it. That's when I told him about the one missing ingredient that could turn his ordinary morning coffee into something far more powerful: a stem cell activator. Now, before I tell you what it is, let me explain why this matters. After 60, our bodies start to lose their ability to repair and regenerate. You feel it in your joints, your skin, your energy. The stem cells that used to swarm to injury sites and rebuild tissue become sluggish. They don't respond as quickly. It's like having a repair crew that's gone on strike. But there's a simple, natural way to wake them up, and it starts with your coffee. I'm Dr. Sam Brooks, and in my 28 years of family medicine, I've seen too many people accept this decline as inevitable. It's not. Let me show you what you've been missing. Here's what's actually happening inside your body as you age. Your stem cells live in niches, in your bone marrow, your fat tissue, your muscles. They're supposed to divide and replace damaged cells. But as we get older, the signals that tell them to get to work get weaker. One of the biggest culprits is inflammation. When your body is chronically inflamed, it sends out a fog that dulls the stem cell response. Another factor is the decline in a molecule called beta-hydroxybutyrate, or BHB. BHB is a ketone body that your body produces when it's running on fat instead of sugar. And here's the fascinating part. BHB is a potent activator of stem cell self-renewal. It tells the stem cells, time to get to work. But after 60, your ability to produce BHB naturally drops off a cliff, especially if you're constantly eating carbs and sugar. That's why your morning coffee, which is just a caffeine delivery system, misses the opportunity to help you. You're drinking it, but you're not activating the repair crew. Now, you might be thinking, so I should go on a strict keto diet? No, not necessarily. There's a much simpler hack. The missing ingredient is something you can add to your coffee in seconds, and it will push your body into a mild ketogenic state that boosts BHB production. That ingredient is MCT oil, or even easier, a tablespoon of coconut oil. But here's where I want to caution you. Not all MCT oils are created equal. The one I recommend is pure C8 MCT oil, caprylic acid, because it converts to ketones faster than other types. And you don't need a lot. Start with 1 teaspoon, not a tablespoon. Your gut needs time to adjust. If you pour in a big blob on day 1, you'll end up with what my grandmother used to call the trots. So start slow. Mix it into your hot coffee. Blend it with a frother so it emulsifies, and drink it. The caffeine in the coffee also helps. It stimulates the release of free fatty acids from your fat cells, which the MCT can then convert into ketones. It's a synergy. I have another patient, Margaret. She's 74, and she was having trouble with her memory, forgetting names, losing keys. She started adding a teaspoon of coconut oil to her morning coffee. 6 weeks later, she told me, "I feel like I've got my brain back." Her husband even noticed she was more alert. That's the stem cell effect on the hippocampus. And I'm not just talking about brain fog. I'm talking about actual regeneration. Now, I want to pause and mention something. To track how your body responds to this change, I recommend using a simple health tracking app that I use with my own patients. It's a way to log your energy, cognition, and even blood markers over time. You can find a link to it in the pinned comment below. It's free to get started, and it helps you see patterns you might miss. But back to the main point. Once you start adding that healthy fat to your coffee, you're giving your stem cells the fuel they need. The mechanism is simple. The MCT raises your ketone levels, BHB goes up, and that turns on a gene called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which stimulates stem cell growth in the brain. It also activates a pathway called NRF2, which is your body's master antioxidant switch. That reduces inflammation, making the environment better for stem cells to work. But let me be clear, this isn't a magic bullet. You have to combine it with good sleep, regular movement, and a diet low in processed sugar. I had a patient named Frank, a 71-year-old former construction worker. He was taking 6 different medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, and joint pain. He started the coffee trick, but he kept eating donuts with it. After 2 weeks, he told me, "Doc, I don't feel anything." I said, "Frank, you're canceling out the benefit every time you eat that sugar. Sugar spikes insulin, and insulin blocks ketone production." He finally cut the donuts, and within a month, his fasting blood sugar dropped from 130 to 98. His BP improved, and he lost 8 pounds. That's the power of combining the missing ingredient with a supportive diet. Now let me give you the step-by-step protocol I share with my patients. First thing in the morning, brew your coffee, ideally black, but you can use a splash of cream if you need to. Add 1 teaspoon of MCT oil or coconut oil. Stir well, drink it slowly over 20 minutes. Do not drink it on an empty stomach if you have a sensitive stomach. Have a small handful of almonds or a boiled egg first. Over the first week, you might feel a little nausea or loose stools. That's normal. Your gallbladder is adjusting to digesting fat earlier in the day. After a week, increase to 1 tablespoon if you tolerate it. For maximum stem cell activation, aim to have this coffee at least 3 to 4 hours before your next meal to keep ketones elevated. And here's a pro tip: add a pinch of cinnamon. Cinnamon has cinnamaldehyde, which further boosts NRF2 and can enhance the anti-inflammatory effect. I don't recommend adding sugar or artificial sweeteners. They defeat the purpose. You might be wondering, what about the research? Does this actually work? In 2019, a study published in Cell Metabolism showed that beta-hydroxybutyrate directly activates neural stem cells in mouse brains. Human studies have shown that elevated ketones improve cognitive function in the elderly, and a 2023 review in Nutrients confirmed that MCT supplementation in older adults increases blood ketone levels within 30 minutes, with sustained benefits for mitochondrial health. Mitochondria are the power plants of your cells, and when they work better, stem cells work better. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence comes from a clinical trial where adults over 60 who took MCT oil daily for 6 months had significant increases in a biomarker called clotho, which is an anti-aging protein that protects stem cells. So this is not woo-woo stuff, it's biochemistry. Now let me expand on a few things you didn't expect. First, you can also try adding a scoop of collagen peptides to your MCT coffee. Collagen provides glycine and proline, which are building blocks for the structural matrix that stem cells need to repair tissue. Second, timing matters. Drinking this coffee after a fasted state, like first thing in the morning after 12 hours without food, amplifies the ketone spike. If you eat breakfast immediately, you blunt the effect. So wait at least an hour after your coffee before eating solid food. Third, for extra stem cell support, consider adding a teaspoon of reishi mushroom powder or lion's mane mushroom extract to your coffee. These mushrooms contain compounds that promote nerve growth factor and stem cell differentiation. But start with just the MCT first to see how you tolerate it. I want to circle back to Bill, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier. After 3 months of adding 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to his morning coffee, he came back for a follow-up. He said, "Doc, I'm playing tennis again twice a week. I'm sleeping better, and my wife says I'm less grumpy." His CRP levels, that's a marker of inflammation, had dropped by half. His entire demeanor changed. He wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. That's the potential we're talking about. And it's not about a single ingredient. It's about giving your body the conditions it needs to repair itself. Your stem cells are still there, waiting for the right signal. The ketone signal from your morning coffee is one of the most powerful, simple ways to give them that nudge. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe to my channel. I share new research and practical protocols every week to help you stay independent and sharp as you age. And don't forget to check the pinned comment for the link to the health tracking app I mentioned. It can help you monitor your progress. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.